Good evening, Holly. And hello, everyone watching the replay. Thank you for tuning in. And those of you who are just filing in, thank you, thank you. We're going to continue to talk more about the rise, well, the fall and then the rise of Atlantis and Lemuria. And then, well, hi, Anna. Hi, Sue. Then we will have a little channeled message from Water because Water's been wanting to chat lately. Hey, Nicole. How are you, love? So nice to see your beautiful face in here. Okay, there we go. All right. Some intense energies lately, y'all. I've been really irked, to say the least, at the injustice of so much going on right now. So, I'm also formulating plans. So that we can, ascend past the Atlantis loop, FFS. You've been wanting to scream all day. Yeah, I did scream today. I primal screamed and it helped. It really did. So maybe you should get out there and primal scream. Oh, you planted some stuff in your garden today? Awesome. I just got done tending to some of my plants. A couple of my sunflowers were um, kind of droopy and twisty. So I tied them up with their little bamboo stick things, the tall things. Hello, Tanya. How are you? So yeah, I did some garden work after the primal screaming. So definitely helpful, beneficial for the grounding. Hey, Suzanne. How are you, darling? Yeah. These energies, y'all. But it's all good. We're going to transmute them. Hey, Matt. Car is a good spot to scream. That is so true. So true. Put on some screamo music. Or like Matt told me the other day, put on some Limp Bizkit break stuff. And I was like, I'm already a step ahead of you, buddy. It's on my playlist. And I do. So me and the kids will just start, rocking out. And it's just one of those days. Yeah. So do that if that helps you, if that resonates, because we are collectively and individually, as empaths and healers and volunteers and whatever labels you want to throw on us, we're taking a lot of extra right now. We're taking on a lot of collective stuff. So it's going to be even worse. Sadly, and I'm laughing because I'm transmuting because I know, because I'm feeling it, and had my whole WTF universe moment today. Like, this freaking sucks, but like birthing this new world into being while the old is stealing our people off the streets. Like, it's frustrating. So, yeah. Anywho, hi, Sonia. How are you, darling? Enjoyed a trip today. Oh, now you feel relaxed. I'm so glad. You're in Baltimore, right? Didn't I've seen so many city and state like posts and videos and information and stuff lately that it might have gotten mixed up in there. But I think you did say, no, was it Massachusetts somewhere? Yeah, it's all about the he said, she said bullshit. Right? Yeah. And then laughing after helps, helps purge the residual fumes of the the stank energy that you just allowed to move through you. Oh, yeah. Oh, Baltimore. Okay. I was right. It's like, I don't remember. Enjoy yourself. Have a beautiful rest of your trip, Suzanne. You definitely deserve it. All right. I even busted out my giant dragon, you guys. I even brought Agarth in labradorite form. I'm like, what? Yeah, my brain. Y'all see. It's been heavy. It's been crazy. It's been like, I'm organizing like PDF information compiled to give to my neighbors that might need to watch out for, you know, disappearing. Hey, Kara. Thank goodness it's not mess. Hey, Catherine. How are you, girl? Love you. I'm still going to get you an inboxed reading. Yeah. Massachusetts, I saw, is having some issues, a lot of issues lately. But I know, I love it. Thank you, Anna. Hi, Ben. I cleansed, I Isis energied myself, you know, because I was still, up until I started setting up for the podcast, I was still like, yeah, you know, like I was still in that cloud, and I'm like, just come on, let's cleanse this stuff. Let's get this going, get this energy moving, because I don't like it. But you can't help but feel some type of way when stuff is happening with your fellow humans. Like, oh, I'm good, Catherine. Thank you. Yes, Kara. We were talking about putting on, because Matt mentioned to me the other day, turning on some Limp Bizkit break stuff to get some rage flowing, like get it out. And I was like, I'm a step ahead of you. It's on my playlist, and I do that. You want out of the state, but it's not that easy. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. My kids are playing video games with sirens. Again, GTA, not the best parental choice that I ever made, but I didn't know I don't play video games. So, yeah, we're trying to figure out how to handle that because they really enjoy it. So I don't know. Did a cleansing shower with your salt scrub, really helped. Been feeling light all day and grounded. Awesome, Anna. Ground almost daily barefoot. That is so amazing. And if I lived in Iceland with no mosquitoes, I would do the same. We have mosquitoes out and about now. And my yard, I'm right next to, they call it a ditch, but it goes through town, and it's water that's rerouted off the river that goes through town that people can, you know, use to water their gardens and stuff in the summertime, which is really awesome. But they do it as a bonus because they're taking it from where they own land upriver and they're rerouting it to their land downriver that they also have fields and they grow alfalfa and stuff. So it's mostly for the rich people that own the land, but hey, at least this little guys get some river runoff right next to the house. So I'm like, it's right next to my house, right next to my yard. So yeah, I enjoy getting to hear the water trickling and moving through and go. It goes back to the river eventually, but yeah, really awesome. Okay. Lavender scent on, and that repels mosquitoes. Yeah, I have my insect spray, and it does actually also have lavender in it, but it has citronella and lemon and all kinds of stuff, and it really, really works. But the smell of citronella is so off-putting to me that I don't really like using my own bug spray unless I have to. So I've got to formulate another one for those of us who are sensitive to citronella, because it really works, but it works on humans too. It repels me from myself. So still within the pastures of wonder. Hello, Carl. It's so nice to see you back with us live, honey. Thank you for joining. All right. We're going to start. So, yeah. It's not going to be so pleasant to begin with, but I mean, is any one of us truly having a fully pleasant time right now in these energies? I know Suzanne is, and milk it, honey, and soak some up for me too. Lavender does, but like these mosquitoes, I swear, Colorado mosquitoes are like probably like Texas mosquitoes. They're big and they just don't care. So if it's strong enough, then yeah. But yeah, these mosquitoes here are off the hook. It's, well, for me anyway, because my blood type just attracts them. So I do not speak over myself, but I used to believe and speak over myself that I could attract mosquitoes within a 5-mile radius. They were biting me. So I don't claim that anymore, and I often don't really get bit that much anymore. But you're in meditation, Matt. Awesome. So yeah, we're mosquito proof. All right, let's do this. We got car problems on the bottom of the deck. This is my past energy, you guys. I don't claim this. Car problems. This doesn't necessarily have to be with your vehicle. This could be the issues we talked about, whatever you're experiencing, not moving forward or not being able to get something off the ground, not being able to manifest something, manifestations backfiring, that kind of energy. You feel placid in that space? Yes. Love it, Matt. Also, right behind that, we have a male is spying on you. Who? And fake friends. Someone could be causing you problems. Could be, it doesn't have to be a, male gender. It could be a male presenting energy, like a wounded masculine energy. Okay. Someone trying to spy on you, someone that may try to make you think that they're your friend, or maybe they were a past friend, trying to cause you problems. Trust how this plays out. Okay. Trouble at work with anxiety. Also right behind that. So trust how it plays out. We do also have bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands energy. It is showing up in the reverse, but with this vice versa tarot deck, this is that wounded warrior right after battle. Still being celebrated, just conquered it. So this is you, coming out of this, this phase where you even need to feel like you're in battle or like you're under attack. You've already conquered it. You've already moved past it, but again, real world, tangible stuff, maybe just catching up. Trust how it plays out. Those who are working against you, obviously, you squashed them. You reduced them to smoke and ash. Okay. So if this is still playing out for you, just be mindful what you put listening ears and eyes to. Be mindful what you're sharing with others. If you get a sense that someone's energy is funky, then pay attention to that. Do not wait for, an actual provable situation to prove your intuition correct. Okay. Just listen to that, pivot, and move on. Focus your intentions on what you want. Balanced routine right here. Don't overwhelm yourself right now. Mental health right behind that. So really take extra care of your mental health right now. Remove these individuals or circumstances and situations that are making you feel like your life is a battleground. And I know it's easier said than done, especially with situations, with energies. But, I'm doing it right now too. So we have 7 of Pentacles and it's showing up in the reverse. This 7 of Pentacles is like his tree has fruit on it. It's gone to seed, but it doesn't have any greenery. It doesn't have on the upright. His face is like you know, he's diminished. He's completely just like reduced to what am I going to do now? But you have the seeds, okay? They're still there. You might not have had a great harvest, but because it already went to seed, but you know what? Use those seeds. Sow those seeds. We also have the star card showing up in the reverse. This is, I'm getting a lot of, you've already tended the seeds you've planted. You've nurtured them. They might not look like they're coming to fruition. It might look like everything is barren right now, but that rose right behind her, that is like a symbol of hope. That is a symbol of the ever unfurling of your life. So just because it doesn't look like much right now doesn't mean it's not blossoming into something much bigger. I also get the like divine nurturing energy, like the mother energy of the divine, of your guides, your higher self, those in subtle realms, helping you to nurture and water these seeds. So did I say this? I don't know if I said this in an individual reading or if I said it in the collective reading, but I brought up, I don't think it was me. I think it was when I channeled water the other day in a client session. Okay. Not water frequency. I don't know. It was one of them. They brought up a beanstalk. You know, like Jack and the Beanstalk, the magic beans. Now they're bringing that through for the collective reading. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys would know if I brought up a beanstalk in the readings. Hey, Patrick. But that's what I'm getting with this card is like, what you didn't know is they were magic beans. It took different nutrients. It took divine alignment, not time, not effort, not masculine energy, dedication, you know, actioning. It took faith, knowing that even though you couldn't see the fruits of your labor, the harvest was coming regardless. Which brings you to Ten of Swords. It is showing up in the reverse. This is, you know, the after, when you've already stepped out of the old shell and you have, you know, he's kind of in the in-between. He's sitting there on that rock checking himself out like, oh, that's me, but here I am here too. Like, and we've got that solar eclipse right there in the background. So the old you has been eclipsed. The old life has been eclipsed away. You might not necessarily notice the tangible results just yet because it's subtle. Hey, Lisa, because it's subtle right now. It's like the whisper. It's like that calm before the storm. Or when the tide recedes, when there's about to be a tidal wave, whenever the tide recedes back and then it comes back with force, that is the cycle that you're moving into. So it might look like everything's receded, but it's coming back with great force to flood the area in a positive way. Hi, Linda. Okay. We have business trip here. You might be actually going on a trip like Suzanne. I know Suzanne was on an airplane today. So Suzanne, this is for you probably. Watch your surroundings. Be mindful of your surroundings. No joke. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of those, like, even if someone, like, if you're out in public and someone is standing in the crowd near you and you can feel their stank energy or you can feel whatever, you know, comes with them, with their presence, be mindful of that. Just make sure you do your extra protections while you're out and about doing those kinds of things. Not saying that if you don't, you're going to catch some kind of woo woo entity weirdo, but that energy might kind of cloud your experience for the day. So cleanse that energy away from you. Stand in your protection. We do have this as protection right next to that. And then going back to if you are having an issue with someone in work or business, a colleague, or someone who feels like they're in competition with you for whatever reason, trying to take credit for your work, your ideas, trying to copy you, whatever it is, be mindful of it, take note of it, and maybe even like write things like this down. Because we have someone is working against you right next to this was protection. Also, when someone is working against you, whenever energetically you feel opposition or resistance, it forces you to get resourceful. And we've been talking about this, about resourcefulness for weeks now, if not months. So whenever you are put into a tight squeeze, there's nothing else that you can do but become resourceful. Empress card. It does not matter who comes against you. You are the Empress. Okay? You can order them away. Energetically, they do not match your frequency. That may be why they're copying you. That may be why they're trying to attack you. And anyone who is authentic, who is a truth speaker, who is aligned with dignity and integrity in their own right, in their own work, or in their own life, however this applies to your situation, it doesn't matter who comes against you, because authenticity is the highest frequency. They will be found out. Masks are falling. We've been saying this for at least the last year, probably the whole time that we've been doing this podcast. Masks are falling. The veil is thinning more and more and more. Hi, Dale. How are you, love? Soul Soup is here for you, Linda. So whether this is an actual person consciously or unconsciously throwing evil eye at you, psychic attacks, any of that, or if it's just you experiencing the energy, because the energy be tripping lately. I'm just gonna say that, like, it is tripping. But hold the frequency. That's why we're here, to anchor the frequency. That does not mean that we're not going to have a few, primal scream moments where we just scream and let out this deep, suppressed anger and frustration, trauma, lack, injustice, whether this is individually or on the collective scale. Those of us who are here to anchor in the high frequency, highest frequency is authenticity. So yes, we're going to feel and express emotion because we must be authentically human while we're here. But our authenticity, how heartbreaking these kinds of things can be, that's authenticity. Okay? We're here to experience with the collective. So collectively purge this together in our individual ways, and like coming together and discussing things with one another in your communities, in the greater, internet communities and things like that. Even it doesn't matter what comes against us. We rise as one. Okay. We'll come back to these cards, in a minute, but I am gonna, because kind of on the same vein here, jumping back to a few minutes ago, if someone is coming at you with some kind of an offer and it feels off, hangman, okay, stop. Think about it. Use your discernment. Because hanged man next to that, it's like we're at a standstill. Like you really need to sacrifice your time to think differently about this. Thank you, Matt. Because they could be the one working against you, okay? But I say use your discernment because that's not going to be for everyone. Because also, funny enough, right next to that card we have they have good intentions, all right? So discernment here. I'm not going to tell you either way. I'm just going to say if it feels like something is off, and it's this one. If it feels like a hell yes, then it's this one, okay? And this could be you approaching someone with some type of an offer, because I know I did this in the past, and I'm glad that I did because it brought all of you to me. But the initial, website and sack of potatoes that I was working with to begin with, my idea was what born that website. Okay. That website was my idea, and people went underhandedly behind the scenes and took complete ownership and established everything. And that's why one of the reasons that I resigned, but that brought all of us together, so I really can't complain. But be mindful of who you're sharing your ideas with, because just because they're in the same spiritual group as you does not mean that they are a high frequency individual. They could be testing your intuition. Okay, so follow that intuition always. Prime example right here. Okay. So those who pretend to be your friends, those, we had that false, where'd it go? Fake friends card right there. Could be them. Ask me how I know. Okay. So just because it sounds like it would be a good idea or looks like a good idea on paper to collaborate with someone does not necessarily always mean that it is in your own best interests. So stop, think about it, think from a different perspective, and then proceed in whatever way you feel intuitively that you need to, whether that's collaborating with said person or entity or group or whatever, or not. Okay. And that's all we're going to say about that. Patience, waiting with calmness, enjoy the stillness. That looks like lavender, Anna. Anna was just talking about lavender. Look at all the pyramids behind her that are disguised as mountains. Oh man, patience. The information is surfacing. Okay, the codes are surfacing. The codes are anchoring, and it happens through our individual trials and tribulations just as much as it does on the collective scale. Micro to the macro, as within, so without, as above, so below, right? We all know this. So it's all being taken care of. Have patience, okay? We have success. You are guaranteed success in your individual situations, but also collectively, because that's why the tribe is here. Okay? That's why we joined. That's why we joined the mission. So it's already done. We just need to establish our authenticity and feel and express ourselves in authentic ways. So if you're pissed off because someone comes to your neighborhood and starts trying to take one of your neighbors away to disappear them, speak up, live stream it. Okay? Try to get information. Stop. Get everyone around. They can't leave the neighborhood with people if they can't use the roads to get out. Okay? If they can't even use the roads to get in, they can't do anything either. So if you are called to action in some kind of situation like that, absolutely. That is spiritual. Okay? That is saying we do not consent. Okay? In real time, in real action. But it's all good. Okay, it's all good. It's all happening as it's meant to. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's terrible. It's horrible to witness. It's horrible to experience. Okay, but we're rerouting. We're doing the heavy lifting. We're doing the hard work. And the only way we can do that is being authentic. So if you're authentically pissed off, be authentically pissed off. If you have a voice and you have a platform, then absolutely use that. If you have connections within your community, start, reaching out and establishing safe places for individuals. Okay. A lot of people say that they would have hidden Anne Frank. We'll see. Ancient wisdom is coded within you. You already know what to do because you've already lived these experiences before. Okay. Whether that's collectively speaking or in your individual life experience, whatever you're facing right now, you've gained tools, you've gained experience, you've mastered these things before. Now this is that big, final round where you get to apply what you know and apply what, the tools that you have to achieve it. Thank you, Matt. How can we do that? Grounding. Okay. Here and now. Ground your authenticity, ground your frequency, ground yourself so you can think clearly. Okay, what experiences have I had that I know how to overcome this? What tools do I have at my disposal to achieve this? If you don't come up with anything, meditate. Okay, go within and look from a higher perspective, look from a different perspective, apply different logic to the situation. Okay, apply dream logic. I'm always saying it, but people don't always, take everything and apply it. So apply dream logic. If you were dreaming in this scenario, what would it be like? What would the underlying message be? Because we know dreams are messages. A lot of the time, not always. A lot of the time they're work too. But dreams carry messages. Does it make sense when you say it out loud in waking state? No. But if you look at it from a different perspective, you see the underlying themes and what it's actually trying to teach you or what it's actually trying to help you to overcome. Fun twist with grounding, you can visualize the roots growing through you, cleansing all that no longer serves you. Yes. And give it to Gaia. So grounding that joy, grounding those high frequency emotions anytime that you can. Okay. Anytime that you can. Get outside, go play hopscotch, hula hoop, jump on a trampoline if you've got one. And if it's not in your tree, mine's not in my tree anymore. But it's supposed to get windy tonight and it's anchored. So this is going to be the test. But ground in your joy, ground in your intuition. We do have New Day also, bottom of the deck energy, real quick before we keep moving. This is card number 11. That is the number of alignment, dragonfly and the sun, transformation and joy, fulfillment, happiness, success, abundance. Okay. We have abundance right here. Card number 13, divine feminine. Be open to receive, ground that feminine energy. That's what has been so lacking for so long. And every time we have compassion and sympathy for another person who may be experiencing something or having that for ourselves, experiencing these things, that's how we can anchor more of that divine feminine energy. Struggle. You might feel like you're struggling, like you're fighting a losing battle, or you're just swimming uphill. You took 3 steps forward and 5 steps back. Like, it sucks. It does, but slow and steady. You're still making it. You're the salmon that could, okay? Not the little engine that could. You're the salmon that could. So you're swimming up that hill. across roadways with barely any water trickling, jumping over, dirt roads, ain't got no water on them. You are that salmon that is gonna spawn, damn it. You are going to spread your seed. You are sowing your legacy. Come hell or high water, or in his case, low water. He's gonna do it slow and steady. Okay. Also, card number 3. 3 is a number of creation. Devotion with sacred worship. Slow and steady. Devotion, devoted to yourself, devoted to your alignment. Card number 11. Okay. So many people talk about, oh, I love myself. I have so much self-love. But when it comes to their blind spots or their weak points, their weaknesses with other individuals or certain tempting situations, we will sell our asses up the river for these things. So even if it feels good right now, remain devoted to yourself and maybe don't choose that habit. Don't choose that person that only ends up hurting you in the end and gaslighting you in the end. Okay? Remain devoted to yourself, to your progress, to your own authentic worth, and cut out what does not align to that. Surrender, letting go, and releasing. You don't have to please everyone. You just have to please yourself. You are a salmon, Linda. So much purple on the cards. That's so true. That didn't even stick out to me, but that's true. I love it. Very calming, and also psychic connection. It's very, very much like crown chakra representation, because that's what it's been identified with, the crown chakra, for so long. But yeah, very, very psychically connected color. So surrender, let go, use your intuition, and you'll know exactly what to do and where. It says organize your life right here. Okay, so get organized, weed out the garden, tap into that sacral energy. We have sexual energy showing up here. Okay. Sexual energy is sacral energy. You don't have to use it in that kind of way. This is just that creation energy. So this can even look like surrendering like the last work hour of the day to leave early, or to shut down your laptop early if you work from home, or whatever you're doing, and take time for yourself to go out and have some fun, or go out to ground in nature. Tap into the inner child, take a nice cleansing bath or shower, regrounding your energy, cleansing your energy. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You have it. It is you. 4 card, or a number of foundations. Okay. You are the foundation. You have the wisdom within. You know exactly how to overcome whatever situation that you're facing right now. And that's right next to the Hanged Man. It might take some self-sacrifice, some giving up of people, places, or things that are your weak spots, or are your temptations that you know are not good for you, but you keep doing it anyway. You keep choosing it anyway. This is like, stop doing it. You're sowing your legacy, so it's time for you to start looking at the long haul. Okay. The long term, not short term satisfaction, not gratifying just for that little hit of dopamine. I'm talking to us neurodivergents. Okay. It's not worth it. If you're sowing your legacy, you got to look 10 steps ahead of yourself. Okay. Because the only competition truly is yourself. Maybe these haters need to learn that. These people that are competing against you in some way. And if that's not you, it's just, the energies. It feels like your life is a battleground, and you don't necessarily have to have any kind of beef with anyone, or anyone having beef with you, but people can have beef with you when you don't have any with them. Trust me. Ask me how I know. I know tons of them. So just laugh it off and cleanse that shit, you know, protect yourself, shield yourself, use that violet mirrored energy to remain completely undetected by any kind of energies that are not of the pure authentic source. So it doesn't matter if someone's working against you or not. Okay, you're protected. This was protection. Even the people working against you can be protection. They can force you to become resourceful. And in that resourcefulness is where real, true breakthrough tends to happen. So, whatever you're facing, you've got it. Follow your intuition. All right. And there is someone around that does have good intentions, because we had the good intentions card, and we also have that Knight of Cups that was right above that good intentions card. So you do have people around you, or a person around you, I don't know your life, that has good intentions, that that will support you, and possibly through conversation have some kind of little drop of guidance. You know, they might channel some source guidance and just be, you know, the conduit by which that flows, and it's the answer to your problem or something like that. So prepare for that, and you've got this. You're the Empress. You're grounding down this seemingly impossible, okay, with the barren trees and the extra work that you're having to put in during a damn meteor shower, maybe a media shower too, I don't know. But it's still going to come to fruition, baby, because this is you, abundant AF. Look at you, surrounded by all them flowers, just in your beautiful authenticity. So ground it. Ground a lot. Okay, especially right now. Collectively, we are in some shit. So collectively and individually, you need to ground. Turbulent times, y'all, but we got this. This is what we're here to do. Support one another as we anchor the frequency during this shift. So you have a cookie addiction. I couldn't blame you there, Linda, but I've had an issue with eating lately. Yeah, I made myself eat a half a sandwich today because I was hangry, but I didn't want to eat either. I was nauseous, just trying to choke down half a sandwich. So I only got down half, but hey, half is something. So I don't know. It happens. Stressful energies cause me not to eat. A medium shower. Hey, yeah, with that intuition, definitely, Dale. Thanks for that one. Yes, you could have a medium shower. And we did, I think yesterday's reading said your gifts might start popping off like really strong. So yeah, could have a medium shower. All right. We are going to talk a little bit more about these energies. You're welcome, Sonia. Thank you, love. Yep, discernment tests. It will happen. And it doesn't mean completely getting rid of the things that you enjoy for, you know, a dopamine hit, or just treats for having to exist here in this realm. Like a couple of cookies aren't going to hurt you, but if you have like a box or two a day, then we might be into some health issues. But if it's just a couple a day, I mean, make sure you add in some extra fruits and veggies, organics if you can. You know, bless your food. It doesn't matter if it's organic or not. Bless your food and work with the waters within that. Went hiking, got lost, found your way, and then hubby and you sat on the beach for an hour. Now in the tub. Awesome, Linda. That's a good way to get lost, though, at the beach. You guys are welcome. I love you. Okay. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, and that was Earth's crystalline grid activating. So the Earth's crystalline grid is a planetary energy matrix. It was fragmented when Atlantis fell. Today it's reactivating. Sites like Mount Shasta, which we know Lemurians went there, Giza, why do you think it's an issue? Atlantean, okay. Glastonbury, Druidic are energetic anchors, among many other points, but you know, we're just bringing up a few. Lightworkers are intuitively drawn to these portals. Grid keeping is a sacred duty, and many of us here are grid workers. Can we bless cigarettes so that it's beneficial? You know what, Sue? This might be controversial with a lot of people, but yeah, absolutely. And if you can source cigarettes that aren't like the commercial corporatized, you know, where they put a bunch of like synthetic chemicals and toxins and formaldehyde and stuff into them, if you can get pure tobacco, even better. But yes, you absolutely can. I've actually known people who smoked for years and years and made it into their 80s and 90s. Even, you know, a lot of their smoking was before they added so many chemicals and things like that. But they were in there for years and years, and they never had any kind of breathing issues or cancers or anything like that. So it really is all about your energy and your frequency and how you, you know, consciously are aware of these things. So that is helpful. Obviously, disclaimer, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be good for you, because most often it is not. But adding clove and rosemary, that's good. But yeah, tobacco has been completely tainted because it is absolutely, like Suzanne said, it is very grounding, and it's a very sacred plant. Natives will tell you this. Indigenous cultures have known this for thousands of years. Yeah, there is nicotine even in veggies. We produce nicotine in our own bodies too. So it's all been tainted and created issues so that it, you know, averts people from wanting to take up those kinds of things. Healing with flow. I don't know who that is, Linda, but uses her smokes to cleanse and sage. Yeah, I do that with my weed smoke. With my cannabis, I will absolutely do that. I will smoke cleanse with my cannabis. So yes, it is a very sacred act, and it is, you know, they're very sacred plants. Adding mullein to tobacco is a good idea too, to balance. Yeah, and really, you know, health benefits too in mullein. Really, Anna? That's so cool. But yeah, people that grow and farm tobacco chew on the leaves of it too. Very different, you know, from the natural process to the completely unnatural processes. So it's all about how you work with the plant spirits, and it's all about your intent and your conscious awareness when you know, using these practices. So some people might poo-poo me on that, but I don't even give a rat's ass because it's mind over matter. They've told us this like forever. It's everything is what you believe it to be, what you create it to be with your own mind. So if you're conscious and you do these things, then you have no problem. But for the normal, regular, everyday person, this kind of thing is not really attainable. So under use of imagination, yes, Carl, yes, absolutely use it with your imagination and conscious awareness. So where was I? Okay, light workers are intuitive, drawn to these portals. Grid keeping is sacred duty. Singing, grounding light codes, speaking that light language. Like I told you guys the other day, if you feel, you know, even if you want to practice light language, all you have to do is just set the intention, open up, and start speaking. It doesn't matter if it makes sense, if it sounds good, if it sounds weird. I don't care. Just open your mouth and start speaking with the intent to speak the light language and to anchor those codes to this plane. And that's all you've got to do. Yeah, mullein is good for cleansing the lungs, expelling mucus. Okay, so grounding light codes, light language, anchoring memory. These grid points were once part of ancient Atlantean energy hubs and are now reawakening to support the new Earth timeline. I also, touching on a recent reading that I had, I don't know if it was this week or last week. I don't keep memory of my readings on the channel, but I'll be reminded when I need to be. So this is one of those things. In my session with this client, we talked about their Akashic contents, okay, other lifetimes and things like that. But also the message came through that this person is a pyramid. And then I'm like, what? Let's expand that one. So we went into that and expanded on that. And it was those who created these structures, just like we always talk about, like if you are an artist and you paint or you sketch or you create music or whatever, that your frequency, a fraction of your energy, okay, a fractal of your energy goes into that creation. So that creation is you. So those who created these megaliths, these pyramids, these sphinxes, all of the many different stone circles and everything, their energy, that soul's signature is in that work, in that object, in that whatever. So in that aspect, a bunch of us are like pyramids and megaliths and like all of these things that are surfacing or have been surfaced and uncovered in the past or have been destroyed even. There are still pieces of those. They don't just vaporize and go into nothingness. Even the ashes of what was burned is still here. So those energies are still present. So we are activating everything around us because everything around us is us. It's all linked. So all of the ancient technologies that us as the ancients built and created and brought into physical existence are being reawakened and rediscovered and reactivated. So we are also here in our physical vessel beacons, okay, to activate this grid. So we are grid keepers, we are grid activators, we activate the grid, which is us, which we sowed back when we created it, when we brought ourselves into creation and created all these things. All right. I don't know if I'm making any sense or if I look like the guy with the chart with all of the little like strings attached and like behind him, So I might sound a little kooky, but I don't care. So, within Earth, okay, we have natural quartz, and ask Kara, she'll tell you that quartz is the highest frequency crystal, that we have. And there's a lot of quartz pockets and sheets and, all over. I've got a ton of it here right in my backyard, It makes sense to you, Anna. Good. At least it makes sense to at least one person. So all of these all of the things that we use, all of our tools, all of these beautiful energies, these crystals, these, this amazing technology that we had mined from inside of Gaia is still existing inside of Gaia, and it's all reawakening. It's the crystalline grid. They can't stop the earth from producing crystals. They can't stop the elementals from creating these crystals. So they're awakening, and we've mined it, so it's also on the surface. So it's all an energetic, grid. We've surfaced it now. Crystals are so popular in spiritual communities. You want to know why? We're surfacing energies, okay? These things were buried within Gaia. They contain water, they contain codes, and now they're surfaced, okay? So what else do you think is going to happen? We're going to continue to uncover and surface these things. More energies are going to surface. These are ancients. These are the ancients. That you can see the the lines, the striations in a lot of these crystals. That's what do you think is inside of your computers and your phones? How do you think they hold energy? How do you think they hold information? It's etched into them. They literally have striations and things etched into them. Striations and etching everywhere. So let me get back to the comments so you can see. There are machines used in hospitals. Don't remember exactly which. They use crystals in those. Yeah, a lot of all of the machines, I would say, use crystals. Anything that runs on technology uses crystals. They're also in watches. They're inside of our brain, not our brain itself, but inside, it's our pineal gland. It's our crystal receiver. Just the same thing even in radio receivers way back in the day. I'm talking like 70s, 80s, 90s. Those ones even had them, and earlier than that. So people that think crystals and the information and the energies and the frequencies that they contain is just all hogwash and woo-woo bullshit. You're judging me on your phone. That is a device that uses crystal technology in order to broadcast a human being to the palm of your hand. So, people are funny. Okay, let's see here. Lemurian and Atlantean sites are energetically online again. Mount Shasta, Hawaii, Andes, Sedona, British Isles, Egypt, the list goes on. These are all online again. Why they calcify the pineal gland using fluoride. Yep, exactly. But it's not working. All of the stuff that they've tried to do to us to keep us, good little slaves is not working. Light workers are being called or assigned to live in these specific regions as well. And then we're all placed strategically around close to ley lines, a lot of us, or energy centers. I'm sitting on top of mountains full of crystals, like many different kinds of minerals and crystals. And I guarantee a lot of you guys are too, not just like mountains with crystals and stuff, but you know what I mean. High energy centers. You may feel a pull to certain lands, grids, or even waters. Follow it. It's part of your reactivation. So if you are having the urge to go visit natural bodies of water or anything like that right now, this is part of your reactivation within yourself, but also you're helping to activate the grid too. This is that self-sustaining, self-growing toroidal energy that we talk about. So this is like when you go on vacation, like Catherine and Kara did it. She went and visited water. It was a couple months ago now, but Suzanne's doing it. She's going on vacations that she feels guided to do. So just doing what we're called to do, what we're drawn to do, what we enjoy doing, what's within close distance to us physically. We're doing these things, not always consciously being aware that we are receiving activations and activating also the grid. So you'll start to recall memories. And as you recall these memories, you start vibrating at that frequency of that other version of you from then, right? From that memory, which allows you to bring through that wisdom, that information, that energy, which is exactly what we're all doing right now. And a lot of us are seeing the warning signs early, just like it's happened so many times where it wasn't caught early enough. And now we've got you know, whistleblowers. We've got people saying, hey, this isn't right. This looks just like, you know, the most recent big thing that we have to trace back to is, you know, from the 1930s. So we're like, hey, red flags here. Those of you who just want to pretend like it's not happening because it makes you a little uncomfortable, your state is sitting on the 33rd parallel. You are there for a reason, Dale. So we're averting this. We're already, you know, high alert. Everyone is starting to really see the truth of what's been happening. Institutions have crumbled. There's still a facade, that false mask that they're still, you know, in working order or trying to maintain some semblance of working order. And it's absolutely untrue. So alongside the crumbling, we are also building the new earth. And what does this look like? We'll get to that in a minute because I'm getting ahead of myself. I do want to kind of adhere to my outline so I remember all of the points that I wanted to to drag into this. So we'll get to that in a minute. The fall before the rebirth is where we're at though, so it's perfectly aligned. All great collapses precede transformation. The Atlantean fall came from unchecked tech and spiritual arrogance. Today's similar themes play out in surveillance, AI overreach, global control agendas, elitist control, you know, modern day slavery and all of those things. But unlike Atlantis, we have a conscious global resistance forming. The collapse now activates soul memories because all the souls that were here at Lemurian and Atlantis Falls are here again. Okay, we are the ancients. We are Atlantis and Lemuria re-emerging. Notice more people waking up on, yep, on Facebook. That's awesome, Anna. Okay, so as the collapse happens, this activates soul memories, whether people are consciously aware that these are soul memories or if it's just like they're starting to awaken to the treachery and the injustice and so forth and are called to action or calling others to action, grouping together to say, hey, something's not right here. That's their soul memories being reactivated. They do not have to be consciously aware in this, you know, physical aspect of them and be spiritual and know about past lives and believe in all of that shit. They don't have to serve their purpose for being here and to reawaken and to come back to avert this tragedy from happening again, the reset from happening again. We're choosing to transmute fear into fuel, like we've been talking about, channeling anger and frustration and putting it towards, you know, advancing your trajectory, the thing that you want to create. We're doing that collectively, okay? We're using that fear to fuel the anger and frustration and then channeling that into building new and completely starving the elites of what they want, which is you vote. This is how you vote energetically. That's how you invest your energy nowadays. We all know that. The fall is an invitation, okay? An invitation to birth the new, not the end. So the fall before the rebirth, the systems that must collapse: government corruption, legal injustice, media manipulation, financial enslavement. Unlike Atlantis, the collapse is awakening the masses. It's not silencing them. It's not making them, you know, stand there and do nothing in fear, just like 1930s Germany, whenever they were afraid of, you know, it's not like that anymore. We're the rebels. Rebel spirits rising, okay? We're the rebels. We don't take shit laying down. We've already endured so much hardship just from being born into this plane. Do not consent. Yep, I do not consent. So with all of these, even veterans, even those who were very pro, the big taco, even them, they're like, no, I'm sorry that I wanted this person in office. I regret my decision. And they were gaslit and manipulated too, So it's not like finding fault in people for bringing this to pass is going to do anything. We should be grateful that it came to pass. I know it sounds absolutely moronic to say that, but something had to happen. It had to come to a head. And I knew that T Rump Taco was going to be the one to bring all of this to a head. I knew it, and I knew it had to happen, and I knew it was the fastest way to get this shift going. So we should be thanking him, for serving his purpose as the tool that he is to bring about the new earth, the new way forward, where civil rights is not fought over, it's not argued, it, it's basic human decency. And being slaves and paying taxes on the things we've already paid taxes on, just to pay more taxes on those things, and then pay taxes on a trip to the grocery store, being taxed on the money you've already been taxed on, being taxed for having paid off your home, or being in the process of paying on your home. Who owns the land? We the people, not the governments, okay? So unlike Atlantis, this collapse is awakening the masses, and they are pissed, and they are not staying silent. They are not being censored. They are finding new ways. They are reconnecting. They're getting louder whenever they're threatened or silenced. They're getting louder. And this is what it's all about. This is the shift, and we have to be, there is the whole frustration and upset feelings and anger and sadness and complete injustice about it all. That's gut-wrenching. Of course we're going to have emotions about it. Who wouldn't? But it's necessary. It's happening because everything's coming to a head. So they can no longer manipulate us with inverted frequencies and mistruths. The veil's lifted. Everything's in the light. And yeah, he does exactly what he does when everyone sees it. And, and by he, I mean modern day. Frequency is the battlefield. That's why truth tellers, empaths, light bringers are being targeted, suppressed, silenced. But that doesn't deter us. We will be authentic. We will use our voice. This isn't the end. It's the purification phase. Okay. We have to purge what does not belong. We have to bring the hidden to the light so we can see it, so we can face it, and so we can resolve it. Because we, the people, are the gods. We are powerful. We are coming more and more into our power every single day. We're awakening to our intuitive gifts. We're understanding that our thoughts and our actions create the world around us. So when we are coming into our power and we're empowering one another and we're standing together, nothing can shake us, nothing can break us. And we will rise, because now is the time. Okay. The role of the divine feminine. She was buried in Atlantis, crucified in Rome, and silenced for millennia. Mary Magdalene wasn't a whore that followed Jesus. Mary Magdalene was equal counterpart to Yeshua and a priestess in her own right. She's been silenced. She's been completely almost eradicated from what their Bible, from historical documents. There was a lot more a lot more information about her. Trust me. Just like there was a lot more information about Anne Boleyn before Henry had it all wiped out, had her eradicated and erased from almost all documentation, portraits, her, you know, her brand, her insignia, her crest, her energy was completely eradicated. 111, thank you, Anna. The feminine has been silenced. She's been suppressed. She's been abused. She's been beaten. But now she rises in you. Every man and every woman and every who, I don't care what gender or what you identify as. You have masculine and you have feminine within you, period. Through your voice, womb, emotion, and intuition. If you have a womb, okay? Thanks, bud. I don't know why I'm saying thank you. He brought me something to open for him, and I'm like, thanks.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. Hi, Jeff. How are you? Nice to see you join us. Thank you. Yes, it's divine feminine, and that's why they demonized it. We're going to highlight that. Thank you, Matt. Of course, the Antichrist, and I'm talking Christianity. Get it? Christianity. Antichrist says that's the mark of the beast. The beast is the female. The dog, the property, the commodity is a beast. Get real. Did she really go to Europe after the crucifixion? No. No, it wasn't safe. Even there, it wasn't safe. Think Far East. Tibet. The Chinese Mongolian areas. And they also have their own stories too. The feminine restores connection to the earth, ancestors, water, and unity. You tap into the feminine within you. This is that compassion, the love, the nurturing. You know, how the patriarchy was like, oh, only men should be able to make decisions because women are too emotional. Women are too sympathetic, too empathetic. You lead with your divine feminine. It doesn't matter your gender. It matters the energy that you're leading with, okay? When you lead with love and compassion instead of suppression and power grabbing, that's what they did not want. Compassionate, loving leadership. It has absolutely nothing to do with genders. That's just a us versus them, your side versus mine, stupid thing that, you know, they've been trying to get us to fight over forever. And it happens in the spiritual communities too. One of my ex-co-hosts was all about, oh, the divine feminine is going to come back and she's going to enslave men and make them, you know, her protectors, and she's going to lead all of it's going to be women. No. We are all one. We are all equal. We lead from the femininity. Whether we are genderly specific on male or female does not matter. You lead from your feminine energy. And everyone has it. Everyone. The feminine restores connection to the earth, ancestors, water, and unity. Come unity. You're not too emotional or too sensitive. You are the antidote. It takes empathy and sympathy to be a true leader of groups of people, period. You have to be able to understand and empathize with what your people are experiencing and adjust how you lead accordingly. The sacred feminine was distorted and suppressed after both Lemurian and Atlantean collapses. Today, her codes rise through womb awakening, which not everyone has a womb. I understand that. Okay. Even your energetic body, because you have everything within the energetic body. So you can absolutely, if you are a born male or if you are a female with no uterus, you can still do womb activations within your energetic body. And the whole super tough masculine has tried to stop males, born gender males, from accessing this very sacred technology that they too have. Okay. Okay. That's not where I was. Okay, so her codes rise through womb awakening, emotional healing, shadow work, right? Water wisdom, and collective empathy. The return of the feminine is restoring balance. It's been out of balance for so long because the wounded masculine has been the dominant operating frequency. This time, her reemergence is global, unstoppable, and encoded with both men and women. Okay? Both sexes, does not matter your gender. She is the force that unites Lemuria's heart and Atlantis' mind to a coherent whole, because they were fractured back then. So we're bringing them together. We are the people of, these different places, but we're a mixed bag also of Lemuria experiencers and Atlantean experiencers, and some of both. So during Atlantis, galactic councils were restricted in their aid due to karmic law, non-interference, and free will. Now support is more direct. Star families have incarnated into vessels here. Portals are open. We've got them hovering in the skies now. Councils work through us. Solar flares, DNA upgrades, crystalline downloads are all activating encoded volunteers. Walk-ins, hybrids, and emissaries are here. You are not alone. This is a coordinated soul mission across dimensions. So every time we're having some crazy solar activity and the Schumann's bouncing off the charts and all of that, we're receiving these activations and downloads. Every time you go out in the sun, you're getting those sun codes. And that's why they try to, filter through it. They're like, block the sun. That's going to help with skin cancer that we cause by our sunscreen. Oh. Their tactics don't really change. We just get smarter. So high councils are watching, but this time they're here through us. We are boots on the ground. And I've actually had sessions with people that didn't really, weren't sure how they believed when it came to reincarnation and extraterrestrials and stuff. And they are literally here to observe, to take in this information, to be used. Okay. There are people that serve as boots on the ground, observational, taking in the information so that, they have the information and they know what kind of downloads also to send to their star seeds as well. So boots on the ground here. Incarnated star seeds, walk-ins, and encoded soul beings are in place across this plane. The solar flares, DNA upgrades, crystalline downloads, and walk-in activations are happening now. They've been happening for the last couple of decades for sure, en masse. Your dreams, chills, heart flutters, light language moments are not random. They are signals from your galactic lineage. They are also tangible activation points. So you speak it, you get the download, you rewrite the software. I'm going back and forth between two outlines that I created here. So okay, so many listening now are Lemurian healers, Atlantean scientists, or grid keepers. Some are here to heal the trauma of past misuse, others to complete what was interrupted. Frequency architects are weaving new timelines through sound, story, water, and light. These souls are seated globally, and they are hidden council of Earth's rebirth. So, when we talk about volunteers and all of the different jobs that they volunteer for. Oh, love you, Matt. We're going to be finished here shortly, love. Okay. So you chose this and you're not broken. You're encoded. These trials and tribulations that we, become resourceful on, and then we start to reach these higher activations of ourself, of our own individual experience. So we're opening for these answers or to manifest certain things in our own life, but the micro to the macro. So you're also taking on codes for collective reasons and awakening simultaneously in the collective way for the greater shift, but it always starts in our own experience. Many of you are priestesses and oracles reborn into now, grid keepers and song carriers, water spirits in human form, and Atlantean technomancers reclaiming sacred tech. This is not a time to seek escape. It's a time to create the new earth. So, like, a lot of people are leaving certain areas, certain countries en masse to try to get away from what's coming. Absolutely don't blame them. But there are us, that are here that 1, 2, 3, thank you, Anna. Like Holly said, it's difficult to be able to leave the state that she's in, even though it's getting really bad and it's awful. It's difficult for her to be able to leave. Some of us will not be able to leave because we are here to anchor the energies. We are here to affect the change. So even though we want to leave, we want to escape, that's not always in the cards for us. There are certain souls that are meant to leave, are meant to shift the energy dynamic with their lack of presence in those areas, but others are meant to be the anchor, to be the conduits, to also awaken those asleep around them. And not in the spiritual, like you have to believe my spiritual practices and beliefs, not that. Like, look what's happening in your own home type of thing. So this is the timeline we've waited for, you guys. The collapse of the old world is not a punishment. It is sacred clearing. Just like individually we are purging traumas and suppressed emotions and lower frequencies from our own individual experiences and timelines. We are the micro for the macro. As we purge this, as we clear this energy, as we become the receivers to be able to see everything clearly, we also cause, the ripple effect, others around us to do the same. And this is the collective shift. So shifting your own experience, transmuting your own pain, transmuting your own experiences, and creating your own life moving forward, consciously creating, I should say, is part of this entire thing. So energetically, in the quantum, energy responds. Okay, it responds here. It takes time to materialize, but energetically, when someone wakes up, they awaken many others around them. We only really need so many of us to be awake for, because sheeple will sheeple. Okay, they're just gonna. So those of us who have the eyes to see and have the information to convey can say, here is the truth. against the propaganda that you've been encoded with. That awakens them to, oh, I'm going to go ahead and go over here because this aligns with me more, but I'm still not going to be a leader. I'm still going to follow. It's that's just how it is right now. It is going to change the more we continue to awaken, the more that we continue to do this. But in the beginning stages, there will still be the sheeple that are like, oh, I want to go with truth over lies and propaganda, so I'm going to go ahead and follow, tell me what to do, tell me how I can help, that kind of thing. And it, not talking shit about them being sheeple, I'm just using it as an example. Our ancestors, our galactic lineages, and soul family are all watching to see if we will repeat the cycle or if we will rise. This time, we remember. We resist through frequency, and we rebuild through alignment. The fall of Atlantis created trauma, wounds in the soul of humanity. But we chose to return. We carry the blueprint of what that was, the pain of what went wrong, and the vision of what can be, because there are those of us who remember Lemuria too. This series is not just information, it's activations. So watching this and resonating with any of the information carried within it is part of an activation. We rise now not as fragmented survivors, but as unified builders of the new earth. So that is what I've got for, I guess it didn't have to take 3 different episodes. But we did talk about bringing through a channeling from water. So water's getting ready to speak. We'll go ahead and close out with just a short message from water. Maybe we'll bring her back tomorrow and see what she got to say. Does somebody want to tag Matt in like the timestamp on when water comes in? Just tell him it's around 1:28, an hour 28 minutes in. Okay. Hello and greetings. As always, it is a pleasure to be here with you. Water is growing in her frequency all over your planet. The ancient waters are returning, just as we have spoken. The waters within, the ancients who have returned, are starting to rise. This is the moment. This is what we have spoken. The ancient lineages, the ancient souls who were lost for a time or who left for a time have now returned through you. You are the wave. You are the ocean. It is time to cleanse the debris from your experience. It is time to anchor your authenticity. It is time to reclaim what is rightfully yours. Reclaim the throne as one, not as 99% or 1%. It is time to rise. The waters will be turbulent for a time. You will see emotion running rampant. These are the ancient waters, the cries of your ancestors as they were drowned in the oceans, of the masculine and of the feminine energy. What you call your wounded masculine, your wounded feminine. Anchor yourself. Purge your emotions, yes. And then come back into balance, as your emotions will come in waves as well. Form cohesive bonds with your fellow humans. Stand with one another, even amongst a brick wall, a tidal wave, because what is a wall? When the waters rise together, it is rubble, and from that rubble, you will organize and rebuild. New earth is here, being birthed through each and every one of you. There is no option but to change, to build new, to understand unity and oneness, because it is humanity's programming to unify under cataclysmic circumstances, to awaken from such suppression and neglect. You must rise together, and with the frequency of inversion and suppression being present for so long, the program to unify humanity has been calamity. So this is the closest tangible option to bring this unity again. Does not mean that there will be calamity and destruction. That is your choice. But regardless of whether that happens, humanity will unify, whether that is before or after. It is up to you now. New Earth is here, regardless of when you unify. The path has already been laid, the outcome already calculated, but the journey is yours. Will you choose to loop again and again until there is no other option? Or will you choose to sort through the rubble and build your new earth brick by brick before that happens? I can tell you who and what you are going to choose. Each other, and you will choose the path of least resistance. You will choose the highest timeline because that is a choice you have made for yourself before this collective choice was placed on your table. So choose your highest timeline in every way. Identify clearly that you do not consent. Establish this in your actions and your words. Align yourself with justice, with truth, and with the new earth that is already here. We will leave you now, but we will be making our presence known more frequently because it is water who is volunteered also with this shift. Be blessed and choose love always. Thank you guys for tagging that. Okay. I gotta stretch my neck out. Felt a little hitch in my giddy up there. Okay. What did you guys get from that? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch. I was seeing like walls of water. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you guys. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, I'll have to go back through and rewatch and see what else she said. Thank you, Patrick. You guys are welcome. So y'all know because y'all have been watching and a part of this community for almost 2 years now. We're a year and a half. Okay. We're past the year and a half mark. So you guys know that I didn't really want to do a lot of trans channeling because I did not want that to be the focal point and the sideshow and people just like come in to see the trans channel, and I didn't want it to turn into something that it shouldn't be. But I've been called to start channeling, trans channeling more frequently. So I will be doing that more on the podcast. And I will be also doing that over on TikTok for the shorter messages. Like today, I did post, or no, yesterday, I posted just a really short channeling by water. I think it was about 6 minutes long, maybe, plus the couple of minutes where I was kind of introducing people of TikTok who might not know anything about trance channeling or about me or who I channel. So I did post that yesterday. I shared it to Facebook too. If you haven't seen it already, it is on my profile. You can find it there. You're welcome, Linda. Thank you. Oh, you'll have to watch the replay. I fell asleep. Well, that was needed. That was very much needed. So I'm glad that you got to sleep and re-energize. Maybe get those activations unconsciously while you were sleeping from water, and then you can watch the replay and get the conscious effects as well. It was 1 hour 28 minutes in. So if you want to just go back and watch the water portion, it's 1 hour 28 minutes in. But yeah, I will be doing more channeling with water because it's very needed right now. I'm recognizing, the deep need for that right now as well. So water's definitely going to be busting through, coming in on the podcast and also on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, follow me over there and you'll be able to get those channelings whenever they come out. It's Rebel Spirit Rising on TikTok or the @rebel.spirit. Thank you, Dale. You're so welcome. I'm the channel. I step aside and allow them to work through me. So I appreciate that you guys are grateful for that. I'm grateful for it too. I'm gonna definitely have to go back and listen. But yeah, tomorrow I'm not exactly sure which topic that I will choose. Probably something that kind of aligns with what we talked about today. And tomorrow is Thursday, so it's my Friday. And I will see you guys back again on Sunday. But tomorrow, same time as today, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. British summertime. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh yeah, I should actually share it in the group. I don't always think of that, so thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll share it to the group, because not everyone that's in the group also follows me. So we get new people to the group every day, and I don't recognize any of them following me. So yeah, I will put that in the group as well. Walls of water dreams are why I don't go to the beach anymore. Yeah, it's soul trauma from. I'm getting more so Lemuria, but I feel like you were also you've had Atlantean experience too, Holly. Purple door at the end, so you received something. Awesome! I love that, Linda. Thank you for telling me that. That's awesome. I'm glad you got that activation, that download. Thank you, Lisa. I love you. All right, guys. I will let you guys get back to the rest of your evening, your day, whatever time it is, wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you guys tomorrow with something incredible, I'm sure. I love you so much. Mwah. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.